Coming up, school has been in session now for over a month, and now the police department wants to make sure you know the laws when it comes to school buses on the road. And Shelby Township has big plans to honor those who've served in our military. We'll tell you what events you can expect to commemorate Veterans Day. And you can now travel by bike from Shelby Township to the city of Richmond. The unveiling of the new connector trail has happened just this past week. All of this and much more on this edition of Shelby This Week. Closing off Fire Prevention Week, the Shelby Township Fire Department hosted an open house. Hundreds of people enjoyed the day learning about the station. Everyone had the opportunity to take a tour inside the department to see the tools used to make everyone safe in the community. And Sparky the dog was on hand to visit with all of the littler residents who attended. School has been back in session for a little over a month now, and for many kids, riding the bus is a big part of their day. It's important to remember the driving rules to follow when you see the yellow bus on the side of the road. Our Robert Gambrill found out these laws on bus safety.
The law is supposed to help and protect us citizens. Lieutenant Daniel says that we should pay more attention to school bus safety laws.
The buses are a certain color for a reason. It gets everybody's attention. If you're around a school bus, we always suggest that you slow down around a school bus. If the yellow lights come on, yellow lights are prepared to stop. You need to be stopping within 20 feet of the school bus.
The state of Michigan does not have a law that specifically states you can't use your cell phone while on the road.
Shelby Township was one of the leaders in this field. We enacted a local ordinance against distracted driving. Now that means if you're speeding, if you don't use your turn signal, if you blow a red light, that is an additional infraction. It's not the primary offense in Shelby Township for stopping for that violation for you having your cell phone in your hand. It is a secondary offense, very similar to what the seatbelt law used to be.
If you ever try to break a bus safety law, face the consequences.
School bus drivers, if they can identify the person and get the license plate number, we'll have a form and they can forward that form to the police department. Then we can conduct an investigation, see if the information that the school bus driver gives us, if it remotely matches. The problem with that is it's hard for them to get a good look at your face. It's hard for them then to get a plate number while they're still watching for the children that are supposedly getting on the bus because it stopped for a specific reason.
Lieutenant Daniel explains how they will enforce these laws.
The traffic unit does do details with Utica Community Schools where we either post up ahead of a bus stop or we will see a bus go by, we follow a couple cars back and watch that activity with the school buses.
Appreciate the law and respect it. You might not like it, but it will keep you and your kids safe. I'm Robert Gambrill, Shelby This Week.
We may be a couple of weeks away from November, but Shelby Township is already planning an event to honor those who have served. The annual Veterans Day ceremony will be held on Sunday, November 5th at 1:30 p.m. at the Shelby Township Memorial Site. Everyone in the community is invited to recognize the people who've served in our armed forces. If you're interested in finding out more information, you can contact Shelby Township's Veteran Events Coordinator, Phil Randazzo, at 586-739-4046. And in conjunction with Veterans Day, Shelby Township will be hosting the 5th annual Veterans Memorial Run. The event is labeled as Running with Heroes, and the race will be on the same day as the ceremony, November 5th, starting at 10 a.m.
It's a nice part for the community to come out, support the veterans, kind of rub elbows with them. And it always falls on the same day as our Veterans Day ceremony organized by Mr. Randazzo. So it's a nice event for people to come out, enjoy some time with the local vets, and then pay their respects and to the vets with the ceremony immediately after the race.
Every registered runner has the chance to win several prizes donated by local businesses. You can register for the 5K up until the start of the race. To register online, visit eastsideracingcompany.com. All of the proceeds benefit the Shelby Township Veterans Memorial. 1, 2, 3! The Macomb Orchard Trail is now open. The path offers both hiking and biking opportunities. It starts right here in Shelby Township and goes up to the city of Richmond.
The section we are right here in Jean Shepherd Park, if you head west of here down the south side of 23 Mile Road, that's the new part of the Macomb Orchard Trail of Jean Shepherd Park. Cross at 23 in DeQuinder, head on the east side of DeQuinder up to the Macomb Orchard Trail. That's the new section that we've dedicated 0.8 of a mile, and it's part of the Iron Ball Trail. So this is just another piece of the puzzle to make it fully accessible right here from Shelby Township all the way to Metro Beach. You head up to the Macomb Orchard Trail, you see the amount of people that use that. We feel this is a great asset and improves the quality of life for our residents here in the township for having something that is so beneficial for our community.
Through various grants in addition to money from the township, this new area is just another piece of the puzzle to the Macomb Orchard Trail. And with the weather cooling down, this will be a great opportunity to get out and enjoy the nearly 24 miles of trail access. Still ahead on Shelby this week, support Leader Dogs for the Blind and enjoy a night out with some friends. We'll tell you how next. And feeling a little stressed, local businesses have the key to relax, and it's something different. And donations are needed for your pets. The Macomb County Animal Control needs your help in collecting these supplies. Lions Club organizations have planted roots all across the United States, including right here in Shelby Township. They were developed in 1917, and according to their website, they are the largest service club organization. There are many groups in Shelby Township which benefit from the money the Lions Club raises, including Leader Dogs for the Blind.
We have a lot of different organizations we donate to, but Leader Dogs right here in our backyard over at 23 Mile Road and Rochester Road, and they're number 2 in the world, that organization for training dogs. The first one is over in England. So we're what they call a top dog club for donating to them. It just, if you're blind, we'll give you a dog. The dog's about $38,000 from the time it's a puppy till it grows up to be a leader dog.
The Shelby Lions Club is holding a wine tasting fundraiser, and there's something for everyone at the event. BB's Liquor and Fine Wine on 21 and Shaner is sponsoring the fundraiser. Join the Lions Club at the Palazzo Grande on Friday, November 3rd from 6:30 to 11 p.m. 100% of the proceeds go to Leader Dogs for the Blind. To purchase tickets, visit ShelbyLionsClub.org. A new business just opened in our community, and the distinct experience they offer will make you want to stay forever. Our Stacy Santatera has more.
Life throws us many obstacles, and the life you live is an important life. So how do you relax in this crazy world with so many demands? Enter Revive Float Spa. This unique concept is the first of its kind in Macomb County and calls Shelby Township home.
Revive Float Spa is an awesome experience. It helps people with mental issues, with physical issues. It's seriously like the best zero gravity experience that you could experience.
Float therapy is the process of relaxing the human body and mind in an anti-gravity, zero distraction environment. There are approximately 1,000 pounds of magnesium sulfite dissolved into 180 gallons of water.
You immediately float just from the buoyancy of the Epsom salts that are put in the water. It's only 10 inches of water. It's heated to your skin temperature, so you don't even feel the water as you're floating.
Shelby TV's Dan Myers was eager to try this experience out for himself, and he literally walked out of the room with a post-float glow.
It's incredible. Oh my gosh. It was, I mean, from like the first 3 seconds you're like, oh my gosh, this is so relaxing. And I've got sciatica, so that definitely helped with the aches and pains. I actually was in a little pain this morning when I tried it out, so it definitely relieved it. And I don't know if you can tell by the look on my face, but I'm just so relaxed right now. It's incredible.
Epsom salts provide incredible benefits for the mind and body. Floating in a near weightless environment promotes profound relaxation and allows our bodies to recuperate and heal faster.
So the buoyancy is, as soon as you lay down or even you sit in there, your feet kind of float up, but as soon as you lay back, you immediately float and all the pressure points are taken off your body, and it's an amazing experience. You know, you're absorbing the magnesium, the sulfates. I mean, they say 80% of Americans are deficient in magnesium. So, you know, when you float, your skin's absorbing that, so it heals your joints, and just taking all the pressure off your body alone is just an amazing experience right there, especially for pain.
And now you too can revitalize and rejuvenate the relationship of mind, body, and soul. Each float session is unique, and no two floats are ever the same. For more information on how to schedule a float session, visit the website at revivefloats.com. For Shelby This Week, I'm Stacy Sansatera.
And we're back here in studio with Dan, who will tell us a little bit about your experience in the pod. Dan, you look relaxed.
Yeah, yeah. It's been a few days since then, but it was incredible. And every time I'm stressed out with traffic or anything, I'm like, all right, when can I go back to see Al and Jenny to get to renew this revival of just being relaxed and serene? It was really nice.
So tell us from the beginning, just kind of your experiences when you got in. What did it feel like? What did it sound like in that pod?
Well, they give you earplugs, and so you're sort of like cut off from all the noise that's going on, which is actually pretty quiet in there. But you sort of collect your thoughts in your head, and then you get in there, and as soon as you get in, you just float to the top. And it's incredible because there's so much salt in there that, it makes you float. And then the water's it's at room temperature, so you don't even really feel the water, you just feel the buoyancy and the actual floating feeling itself. And it was just incredible. So, I had the light on in there at first, and it was nice, it was cool, because they had some like really relaxing music and stuff, which helped. Then I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna see what it's like without the light. And to keep you in mind, like, I'm a claustrophobic person.
Yeah,
so,
did you feel claustrophobic in there?
It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Okay. When they said they were going to put you in a shell or a chamber, I was like, ooh, I don't know. But it was, as soon as, it closed and the light was on, that sort of helped for the first time. And then you sort of get adjusted, and I'm like, all right, let's see what it's like with the light off. And as soon as I turned the light off, it was incredible. I mean, you really felt like you were floating in space.
Well, we saw your glow afterwards, yes. And I have to say, you still have the glow. You still got it.
Yeah.
So do you still feel it even days later?
Yeah. And I'm not the best person behind the wheel. I had a little road rage.
Yeah.
So when I was driving home that day, I was like, I'm actually, I didn't get upset once. I didn't yell at anybody once on the ride home. So that's how I knew it worked for sure.
And you said it helped your sciatica as well.
Yes. Yeah, I do suffer from that. And like I said you saw in the clip, that morning I was actually hurting. So I'm like, well, we'll see what it's all about. And I got out of there, and it felt great.
And you didn't have the feeling of like you're going to drown in there?
No,
That's
because
good.
you're floating. And I can't stress enough, like the floating is just so surreal. It was really cool. I don't know if you saw in the video, but as soon as you jump in, your body comes straight to the top. So.
Because I would be worried about floating and tipping my head back and taking in a bunch of water.
Yeah, no, it wasn't like that at all.
Wow.
It was really incredible. Even if you think you might be claustrophobic, I'd say definitely check it out, because I'm pretty claustrophobic and I was fine. So nothing to really be worried about. And I swear by it, it was incredible. So.
Okay, so if you're not at work and you're not at home, you're going to be there. We'll be able to find
Most
you
likely.
Floating in a pod.
Most likely, yes.
All right.
Or just staring off into space in the parking lot, because I'm so relaxed.
Right.
So.
Well, thank you so much for trying that out, Dan.
Yeah, thank you.
You are a
Appreciate
resident. We send you out onto assignments.
I'll be the guinea pig. Yep.
You are a guinea pig. So thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you.
The Shelby Township Library is looking for volunteers and needs your help. The annual book bundle sale is coming up, but first, the Friends of the Library want people to wrap the books for the sale.
If any residents have a couple hours to donate and are really good at tying bows, we need some volunteers to come tie bows around bundles of books in late October and early November, and they can just call the library to volunteer for that.
The Friends of the Library need any adult 18 years or older to volunteer. This is a great way to give back to the community. If you want to volunteer as a book bundler, call the library at 586-739-7414. And the library is always hosting events, and there's plenty of activities for all ages. If you want to find out more information, you can visit them online at ShelbyTWPlib.org. If you're a pet owner, you know how expensive furry family members can be. And for some senior citizens in our community, providing for their animal can sometimes be a challenge. A food donation drive is being held by a list of organizations and businesses. Those include Pet Supplies Plus, the Macomb County Animal Control, Macomb Food Program, the UAW Local 228, Shelby Township, and Clinton Township.
And the goal of that is that we're going to take all that food, deliver it to low-income seniors so that they can retain their pets. So most seniors that we see that are having financial hardships are giving up their pets. And it's probably the last resort they ever want to do is part with their pets, but at some point they probably just reach desperation. And our goal with Fill the Trailer is that we could bridge that gap and that we could help them retain their pet by supplying them food for their pets.
The plan is to collect over 12,000 pounds of donations in the trailer. They're accepting dog and cat food and treats along with cat litter. You can bring items to Fill the Trailer on October 20th through the 22nd at the Pet Supplies Plus located at 42241 Garfield Road in Clinton Township. All donations will help Macomb County senior citizens and homeless pets. If you know a senior citizen in need of help caring for their pet, please contact Pet Supplies Plus at 586-228-0090. Did you know pit bulls were the mascot dog for World War I, and Helen Keller's service dog was also a pit bull? These fun facts came from the Macomb County Animal Control because October is National Pit Bull Awareness Month. And as Jeff Randazzo explains, there are plenty of misconceptions about the breed.
With the stereotype that's out there, I think with pit bulls, you know, there's big controversies. It's the way they're raised, it's genetics. But what we try to do is show people that, you know, here at least at Macomb County Animal Control, we try our best with all the dogs, right? So it's not just pit bulls, it's not just Great Danes, it's all the dogs. And they, you know, pit bulls themselves, they do make good dogs.
Jeff also emphasizes on the fact you can't always believe what you see on TV and online.
My personal experience being in the animal control industry for many years is that I would say that pit bulls and bully breeds are the #1 breed that's abused. You know, they're the most of the time the dogs that are tied out on logging chains. That's why anti-tethering is so important. And that's why we have it in our animal control regulations, is that that's the breed you're going to see the most. You know, dogs that are probably overbred in the backyard, probably your you know, bully breeds, your pit bulls.
Macomb County Animal Control has plenty of pit bulls and other dogs available for adoption. If you're interested, you can visit them online and in person to meet your forever friend. Next, Eisenhower and Utica hit the field Friday night and played strong in Week 8. We have your football highlights after the break.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
There are many benefits to music education. For many kids across the country, music has helped them become better at school, in social situations, and other areas of learning. Our Kyle Warzabach talked to one local business about children who are involved in music.
We've all heard that music makes kids smarter. But what is it about learning music that is so beneficial for young people? Peter Powanski, owner of Music Maker Studio in Shelby Township, talks about why music education is good for kids.
It teaches a lot of basics to learning. It teaches them how to focus. It teaches them, how to work on something until they're happy with it. Music's great for self-confidence. We have a lot of kids that will come in shy. They'll just a lot of times they won't even be talking. After we get working with them more and more, they're just confident. Especially when they get up on stage or they start playing songs in front of their parents or their friends and they see that positive feedback coming back, it just makes them more confident.
A few students have already seen the positive effects of music in their lives.
It's really been a great social conversation starter because I can pretty much say that I play not only one instrument but two.
It helps me, just kind of have an extracurricular activity and help me have that kind of confidence, outside of school and in school. It's a lot about taking leadership. Sometimes you got to be the one to take that leadership role. Other times you got to know, when to step back and let someone else work with it, But it really helps you learn when to take a leadership role and when to kind of help the leader.
Music can also be a great tool for children with autism. Peter explains why.
When I was working with the kids with it, they just, a song that they like, a song that they recognize, they light up. And they'll sing to it, they'll hum to it, they'll dance to it. So just that aspect of it, the enjoyment of it, it helps them, stay focused, just like all the other kids. It helps them stay focused. It gives them something to work towards. It helps all aspects, from language to communicating with others. And like a lot of times when I was working with them, I would play a song and they would express they wanted a different song, and so it's just good for all-around communication with them.
It's never too early or too late for your child to learn music. If your child is interested in taking lessons, Peter and his staff are happy to help. For Shelby This Week, I'm Kyle Warzebach.
If you want to find out more information, you can visit Music Maker Studio online at musicmakerstudios.net or call them at 248-652-9604. With football season more than halfway over, the Eisenhower Eagles and the Utica Chieftains hit the field strong for Week 8. We have your football highlights from their Friday night games.
Week 8 action in the MAC Red as your undefeated Eisenhower Eagles travel to Warren Mott to take on the Marauders. Caleb Oyster would make his return to the field for the Eagles as he powers his way over midfield. Then Oyster takes the pitch and finishes off the opening drive, but the extra point would be blocked as the Eagles take a 6-0 lead. Quarterback Jake Doobie would get the offense going for the Marauders as he launches one deep and connects with number 3, Trayvon Madison. Running back Ojanaka Onyeka would barrel his way in for 6, giving the Eagles their first deficit since Week 2 as the Marauders take a 7-6 lead. And now in the second quarter, quarterback Jack Morris scrambles out of the pocket, continues to scan downfield, and he finds a wide open Assad Buhaidar. And Buhaidar going untouched all the way in for 6 as the Eagles take a 13-7 lead. And now Doobie looking to get the Marauders on the board before halftime, but he's picked off by number 20, Ian Kennelly, as the Eagles would take a 6-point lead into the halftime break. Caleb Oyster would start the second half off with a bang as he takes the handoff, finds some daylight, and no one is catching him as he outruns the entire Marauders defense to give the Eagles a 20-7 lead. The Eagles offense would really start to pile on as Morris fakes the handoff to Oyster and rams his way in for the touchdown, putting the Eagles up by 20 late in the third quarter. And the Eagles defense would chip in as well as Onyeka fumbles on the goal line, and it is recovered in the end zone by number 6, Jai Javante Reed, for the Eagles touchdown as they extend their lead to 27. And the Eagles would get on the board one last time as Morris gets his second rushing touchdown of the game. And the 2-point conversion is good as the Eagles go on to win from a final score of 42-7, securing their third straight MAC Red title.
Utica taking on Frazier. Kayvon Higdon picks off this Frazier pass. D'Angelo Cole back to pass. Nice pitch and catch with Christian Gegovic. Ian Casey rumbling down to the 33-yard line. Doing it through the air as well. Nick Benson completed to Ian Casey and not going down till inside the 5-yard line. leading to Frazier's first touchdown by Chris Brown. And luck was not on Utica's side as they turned the ball over again. Ian Casey was all over the field today with another big reception. Chris Brown getting the Ramblers into the red zone. But their drive would sputter out with a sack by Kayvon Higdon. And the Frazier Ramblers would settle for a field goal, lengthening their lead to 10-0. Utica finally getting on the board. D'Angelo Cole. A bomb to Tyler Saluk to make it 10-7. But miscues would plague the Chieftains. A bad snap, and the Ramblers take advantage. Aaron Belfori picks up the ball and takes it to the house. And some trickery on the extra point. Adam Fond takes it in for 2 points to make it 18-7. Nick Benson with a rocket to Kenneth Red into Utica territory. But ends the half with an interception by Sam Narouche. Second half, big run by Leonard Kasem for the Utica Chieftains. And the Ramblers would answer back with a heavy dose of Austin and West Hoke. Ending with a sweep right, and no one's there to catch him. Ian Casey is gone. Touchdown. Another turnover as Montez Krieger picks this one off. And the Frazier Ramblers tack on another touchdown by Chris Brown. Sack here by Brendan DeHunt. But the Chieftains would fall to the Ramblers. Final score, 32-7.
And that's it for us here at Shelby this week. You can watch us all the time on our Facebook page. Just search Shelby TV. Now that the weather's cooling off, it's starting to feel a little more like fall. So we'll leave you now with scenes of fall foliage around Shelby Township. Thanks for watching.
Old Father time checked, so there'd be no doubt. Called down the north wind to come on out. Then cupped his hands so proudly to shout, la-di-da, oh la-di-da, 'tis autumn. The trees say they're tired for too much fruit. Charmed all the wayside, there's no dispute. Now shedding leaves, they don't give a hoot. La-di-da, oh la-di-da, 'tis autumn. Then the birds got together to chirp about the weather. After making their decision in birdie-like precision, turned about and made a beeline for the south. My holding you close really is no crime. As the birds, the trees, and old Father Time, it's just a